Imagine a world where power isn't just a man's game. Notorious drug cartels, long dominated by ruthless kingpins, have been rocked by a new phenomenon, the rise of female cartel leaders. These women, as cunning and deadly as their male counterparts, built empires and amassed fortunes. But empires crumble, and even queens can fall. This is the story of 10 such queens, their reign of violence and wealth, and the chilling moment their world shattered with a single word: life sentence. Join us as we explore the top 10 female cartel members reacting to life sentences.
Angie San Clemente Valencia was born on May 25, 1979 in Santa Marta, Colombia. Angie's path seemed destined for the spotlight. She began modeling at a young age, and her undeniable beauty propelled her to national pageants. In 2005, at the peak of her career, she achieved the coveted title of Miss World Colombia. This should have been the beginning of a fairy tale, but it turned out to be a plot twist in a far more complex story. Imagine going from strutting down runways to running one of the world's biggest drug rings. Angie San Clemente Valencia, once hailed as Colombia's radiant beauty queen and lingerie model, took a drastic turn into the shadowy realm of narcotics. Dubbed the Cleopatra of cocaine, she wielded her charm like a weapon, ensnaring even law enforcement in her schemes. Angie's ascent into the drug scene followed her triumph in a beauty pageant during the early 2000s. Forming her own cartel, Angie's Angels, she recruited stunning models as her accomplices. Angie's business is thought to rival her ex-boyfriend, a Mexican drug lord, nicknamed the Monster after they broke up. She started her own drug operation. She paid her models up to $5,000, which is about 3,200 British pounds sterling, per trip to carry cocaine from Argentina to England through Cancun. Valencia's ingenious plan involved using her alluring team to transport cocaine discreetly, avoiding bloodshed, unlike her ex-boyfriend, El Monstro, a notorious drug lord. Despite a slick operation, one slip-up led to her downfall when a model was caught with contraband. Valencia went into hiding but was eventually apprehended. After serving half her sentence, she vanished into mystery, leaving her next move a tantalizing enigma. Angie San Clemente Valencia, as she is more popularly known, wasn't your typical beauty queen. Her life took a dramatic turn, landing her not on magazine covers, but in international headlines for alleged ties to a Mexican drug cartel. Just a year after her reign, on December 13, 2006, Angie's life took a shadowy turn. She was arrested in Argentina while trying to board a flight to Mexico with a suspicious amount of cash, a reported 60,000 Argentinian dollars. Argentinian authorities alleged the money was linked to drug trafficking and that Angie was a courier for a Mexican cartel. Angie vehemently denied the accusations, claiming she was simply traveling with the money from a wealthy boyfriend. However, further investigations revealed connections between Angie and known Mexican drug traffickers. The details of Angie's personal life, especially regarding her love life, remain hazy, with some reports suggesting a romantic involvement, while others point towards a strictly business arrangement. Despite Angie's claims of innocence, she was convicted on money laundering charges in Argentina and sentenced to 6 years in prison. She served her full sentence and was released in 2018. Since then, Valencia has maintained a low profile away from the public eye. Was Angie Valencia a naive pawn caught in the dangerous game of cartels, or a cunning operator using her beauty queen persona as a cover? The truth may forever be elusive.
Jessica Osegua Gonzalez was born on July 23, 1986, into a life overshadowed by her father's notoriety. Her father, Nemesio Osegua Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, was the leader of the Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generation, CJNG, one of Mexico's most dangerous drug cartels. Despite her family's criminal ties, Jessica Osegua Gonzalez's path seemed to diverge initially. Details about Jessica Osegua Gonzalez's upbringing are unclear, but it is believed she was sent to the United States for her education, possibly to distance her from the dangers of her father's world. Jessica pursued a degree in marketing, showcasing an ambition for a legitimate career. This suggests Jessica might have actively tried to forge a different path for herself. While details are unknown, it is believed Jessica Osegua Gonzalez became involved in laundering money for the CJNG. This could have been through her own businesses or through manipulating legitimate businesses her family owned. It's hard to know for sure why Jessica participated in these activities. It could have been due to coercion, a sense of obligation to her family, financial benefits, or a combination of factors. In 2020, Jessica was arrested, possibly in connection with a hearing involving her brother. This suggests other members of her family may have also been involved in the cartel's activities. The specific charges against Jessica are unclear, but they likely connected her to her father's criminal enterprise, possibly related to money laundering. Due to a plea deal, her sentence was reduced. Despite the plea deal, Jessica's outward demeanor may not have reflected the turmoil within. The stress of her situation, caught between her desire for a normal life and the grip of her family's criminal world, could have caused significant internal conflict. Jessica's story highlights the complex and often tragic consequences of growing up in a family involved in organized crime, even for those who tried to forge a different path. The legacy of such a background can be a heavy burden. Jessica Osegua Gonzalez's reaction to her jail sentence was one marked by a mixture of emotions, as depicted in various sources. Upon hearing the verdict, she appeared stoic, maintaining a composed demeanor despite the gravity of the situation. Reports suggest that she remained calm and collected, showing little outward display of emotion. However, underlying this facade of composure, there may have been feelings of shock, disappointment, or resignation. Furthermore, during court proceedings, Jessica's body language and facial expressions may have provided subtle cues about her internal state. Observers noted that she appeared tense, perhaps indicating a sense of apprehension or anxiety about the implications of the sentence. Despite her efforts to maintain a composed front, there may have been moments of vulnerability or distress that were not readily apparent to onlookers. Additionally, Jessica's reaction to the sentence may have been influenced by her awareness of it would have on her life and future prospects. Facing a significant period of incarceration would undoubtedly have elicited concerns about the loss of freedom, separation from loved ones, and the stigma associated with being convicted of criminal offenses.
Bardo Campos's story is a chilling example of how the lure of power and wealth in the criminal world can corrupt even the most brilliant minds. Born on July 27th in rural Mexico, Bardo's life took a dramatic turn from law-abiding citizen to mastermind of a dangerous drug trafficking operation that stretched across continents. The details of Bardo's early life and what led her to abandon a life within the law remain unclear. However, one thing is certain: she possessed a deep understanding of legal systems. This knowledge, likely gained through academic studies or professional experience as a lawyer or legal scholar, became a dangerous weapon in her new life of crime. Bardo likely exploited legal loopholes and manipulated the justice system to her advantage, allowing her drug trafficking operation to flourish under the radar. Bardo Campos's criminal network wasn't a small-time operation. It reportedly stretched from the heart of Mexico all the way to the United States, trafficking cocaine and methamphetamines with precision and ruthlessness. This transnational reach indicates a high degree of organization and a complete disregard for the law. Running a drug cartel across borders requires navigating complex logistics, evading international law enforcement, and making ruthless decisions, all qualities Bardo clearly possessed. Perhaps the most tragic aspect of Bardo's story is her decision to involve her own sons in her criminal activities. Exposing them to the dangers of the cartel not only put their lives at risk, but ultimately led to their deaths. While the details surrounding their demise remain unknown, it serves as a stark reminder of the ripple effects of crime. The choices of criminals often have devastating consequences that extend far beyond themselves, impacting families and loved ones in unimaginable ways. Bardo's life sentence for drug trafficking serves as a stark warning. Her story echoes through the halls of justice as a cautionary tale, a chilling contrast between the initial allure of power and wealth in the criminal underworld and the inevitable downfall and tragic consequences that follow.
Emma Coronado's life is a captivating tale, but also a cautionary one, filled with beauty, deceit, and the fight for justice. Born in July 1989,
Her journey seems like something out of a movie, a beauty queen entangled with a notorious drug lord. Early details about Emma's life are scarce. These contests are known for their glamour and can be a stepping stone to fame and fortune in Mexico. Everything changed dramatically when she married Joaquin Guzman, popularly known as El Chapo, leader of the Sinaloa Cartel, one of Mexico's most powerful and dangerous criminal organizations. This drug cartel is involved in smuggling cocaine, marijuana, and other illegal drugs across the border to the United States, making billions of dollars. While it's not exactly clear how involved Emma was in El Chapo's illegal activities, being his wife placed her right in the center of a dangerous world. El Chapo was known for his ruthlessness and his escape from prison. There's no way Emma could have been completely unaware of his dealings, despite claiming she wasn't involved in any crimes. Emma Coronado was sentenced to 3 years in prison in the United States. This suggests that authorities believed she had some knowledge or was involved in illegal activities, possibly related to money laundering, which is a way to make drug money look legitimate. The image of Emma in court, dressed in a green prison uniform and trying to appear strong, hints at the emotional strain she must have been under during the trial. The judge's decision tied Emma's future to the dangerous world of drug trafficking. Emma's story serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of associating with criminals. The world of drug cartels is violent and unforgiving. Her story is a cautionary tale about the allure of wealth and power and the high price you can pay for getting involved with the wrong people.